Good.
I think it's important that in the girls' games they have success. However, at this age, for them making mistakes have more value because ultimately they're able to learn from these and push on. If they're just going for success all the time, that means they're playing within their comfort zone and not testing themselves enough, in my opinion. So obviously I encourage the girls to try things. The big thing for me is the outcome isn't always praised, it's the process. So we're always looking to praise the process, encourage them to try things constantly. If they're not trying things at 11, 12, 13 years old, how can we expect them at 16, 17, 18 to be comfortable on the ball in tight areas and pressurised environments? Boot ball, just punting the ball, kicking it without intention. For me, the only thing that I say to the girls that upsets me is when they kick the ball without intention. For the amount of touches they're missing, if that happens on a consistent basis, I think we've probably had, well, I can say for a fact we've had 0 punts this season. We're not at the point where the goalie's being asked to break line, so everything's going through the defenders. So again, pressurised touches in uncomfortable environments, although may show on the scoreline, ultimately in the years to come will be great for the girls. Even if it's on their goal line, sure that's going to lead to mistakes at time, and if you make a mistake in front of your goal, it's going to ultimately lead to the other team scoring. Right now, the scoreline definitely isn't a focus of our play. For me, the scores are relevant at this age. For me, the scores are relevant at this age. For me, the scores are relevant at this age. For me, the scores are relevant at this age. For me, the scores are relevant at this age. I want to win as much as every other person, and I'm very competitive. Even if I'm playing cards with my grandma, I want to win. But the most important thing right now is the girls are trying things, and they're trying things. We could win a game of football very easily by punting the ball end to end, skipping out players so they're missing touches, and then just trying to smash it as hard as we can into the net. But then, like I alluded to earlier, when they get to 15, 16 years old, then they're not as comfortable, and all they've done in the past is if they want to go onto a higher level is boot it. They missed out on those pressurised touches. If we can get players at 12 years old using a skill to get out of defence and receiving the ball on their goal line, then when they're 15, 16, they're going to do it with their eyes closed.
Fantastic. Tell me what you told me after the game today.
Well, I think this was my favorite game that I've ever playing on a competitive team, just because I felt like we controlled most of the game, and that we just had fun.
Fantastic. All right, great job, girls. Thank you very much.
Good job, GPS News!
In terms of positive reinforcement, if they've tried something, I will praise that. whether it comes off or not, it will be praised and supported.
So tell me about the play you taught them where it's a corner kick in and one person fakes on the ball and the other person
Sure.
goes behind and gets it?
Sure. So look, we don't have too much information on the tactics. Obviously they have got the basics so that they can feel comfortable to play. A bit of fun for the girls. This is just a simple foot rolled over the ball. And then there's a little argument, fun for the girls, they like it. And then one player runs on, grabs the ball and drives into the box. So again, there'll be little things along the way that are just added to them. Keeps them engaged in it.
Girls told me they made that one up.
I did.
We did.
Did you?
Yes.
Why don't you come tell this story?
We made it up.
Speed and size can win a game of football, whether the opposition are comfortable in tight areas. We faced in State Cup over the last few weeks. We faced opposition that are very good at pressing. They're not necessarily good in tight areas, but they are very good at pressing, and that wins a game of football at U12. In terms of the tactical side of the game, the girls are supported throughout. They're given the basics and then drip thread throughout the season. The tactical side of the game can be taught by a good coach in a very short period of time. Coming on to the final piece, which is the technique of the game, for me that's paramount importance, especially at these younger ages. Every session right now, as well as I alluded to, the 1v1s, 2v2s, small-sided, they will have technical, usually unopposed. So they'll have at least 15-20 minutes in a session unopposed, whether that's usually it's a ball each, could be using a wall or a rebounder to get some touches in, and various skill touches, inside, outside, bottom of the foot, into a V and an out, different combinations. So skills will take up 15-20 minutes of the session, and then will be encouraged throughout the session. And it began initially with, okay, if you need to do a skill before you play the ball, so it's almost forcing them to do that, and then giving various points for different skills to support them along the way. I think we've seen along the journey that the girls are becoming increasingly comfortable trying things all over the field, whether they're playing forward, whether it's defence. And now we've got the goalie, Taylor. She's trying Cruyffs in tight areas. For me, that's development, and they're doing it now with a smile on their face instead of feeling a little bit more pressured. great question. Girls have an extremely bright future, as you as parents have seen, and as the girls have begun to realise that they're the only team in the state that are probably punting 0 balls, and their skills are starting to be recognised, I think, around the state. As a coach, you never know which group's going to take to it. They've taken to it extremely quickly, so the sky's really, there is no limit. As they go into the top division, they'll do very well next year, and then they'll probably be playing up in the years to come. If they keep trying things as they have done this season, making mistakes, learning from them, and continuing to try, master their craft, then they'll do exceptionally well, and who knows where they can go.